Welcome to the Denton Vibe with Diva Girl Ellie, powered in part by Classic of Denton. The views and opinions expressed by the show hosts and their guests are those of the show host and guests, and not necessarily those of the sponsors, DentonRadio.com, or the Denton Convention and Visitors Bureau. For more information, visit the Policies and Procedures page at DentonRadio.com.
Everyone, thank you for joining us here on the Denton Vibe with Diva Girl Ellie here at DentonRadio.com. And tonight we're going to sit down and chat with Lizzi Trumbore. We are so happy to have her here again. She's been doing some stuff.
That's true. Yeah, I've been trying to do some stuff, if you can call it that. Yeah.
You've been busy. You've been busy. So we're going to get a little insight on what she's been doing. And so how have you been, first of all?
I've been doing well. You say it's like you've been doing stuff. And like when you are working on like a project, it feels like you're doing stuff. But at the same time, when you're just doing like tedious behind the scenes work, it also feels like, what am I really doing? You know, when you're like, you're sitting at your computer for like a long time and you're getting a lot of stuff done, like responding to emails, but then you feel like the day has passed and you did nothing, even though you did a lot.
Yeah.
That's what that feels like.
That's what are you trapped in that abyss?
Yes. So I'm ready to get my album out, which is what we're going to talk about.
Nice.
Yes.
So
I'm ready.
I'm so excited for you because it's been a minute since we saw you last, even though it feels like we just saw each other, but didn't.
Right.
And I'm like, how long ago was that?
I think it was actually March now that I think about it.
Okay.
So it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have this album about to drop, and that is so exciting. And we got a glimpse of, or I got a glimpse of that because I clicked play on Facebook when you sent out the link, and it was on Spotify. So I was like, okay, save, added it to my playlist.
Thank you.
It was really awesome, and I was just really, really impressed with the caliber of artistry that you had in your song. It's true.
Thanks.
You know the kind of people you're working with.
That's true. I'm working with some amazing people. Yeah, for sure. I have well, first of all, my band is amazing on that record. It is Alex Kishiyama on keys. We met a few months ago. He came in with me and we played a few songs together. Then there's also Skylar Hill on guitar, who's now living in Boston. We have Mike Luzecki on bass and Chris Petra on drums. And then I recorded at Real Time with Eric Delgard, who did a fantastic job. And then a good friend of mine who I don't know if you met while she was here, but Isabel Crespo.
I know who she is.
Yeah, she's fantastic. I wrote all the music and the lyrics on the album, but with this song, I wrote the music for the single that I released. And I was just struggling to come up with lyrics for it. And I knew that she would like know exactly, like we were good friends, so I knew like she would know exactly what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Even though I couldn't say it.
Hey, that's
She's
what
an amazing writer. Exactly. Yeah. She's such a good writer and lyricist that she like captured everything perfectly. So yeah, I had like fantastic people working on that track with me, and then a bunch of horn players, Chris Van Leeuwen, Jess Goodrich, Will Nathman, and Nathan Davis. All
very
cool. A lot of fantastic people on that track specifically.
It is amazing because you hit play and you can just hear the quality. And not to say that nobody else has that quality. That's not what I'm saying at all. But you can just feel everything aligned perfectly with musically, and it was just a great song.
Thank you.
It really was. And I'm not saying that lightly because, you know, when you're meshed together as a band, you can feel it, and that felt very, very real, very awesome. So
thank you.
Props to you guys.
Thank you.
That was a great team you put together to make that happen.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I know. I feel very lucky. Yeah. To preface what we were talking about, the single that we're talking about is called To Remember. It's out on Spotify, Bandcamp, and what's the other one? iTunes. Yes, iTunes is the other one that I forgot about. But yeah. And I forgot it was kind of a thing. I haven't had an iPod since I was 14.
I won't say 14 because I don't think they had iPods when I was 14, but it's been a minute with the iPod too. I think I have 2 somewhere in the drawer and 3 actually.
Yeah.
But yes, people still use that. So we put it out there. So, okay, we will be dipping into some of your music here, and instead of a live performance, we'll be dipping into the tracks themselves. and we can actually talk about some of the tracks and what was going on with the mood, the mind, cool. The magic, the mood, the mind, the magic. So we can get a little snippet of what the vibe of the album is going to be like. And so how many tracks do you have on there?
So it is 11 tracks total.
Nice.
Yeah.
You guys really got into it, didn't you?
Yeah, we had 2 days in the studio. So we cranked that out pretty surprisingly fast. I didn't know how it was going to go. But I also knew it was going to go well either way. Because, you surround yourself with good musicians, good people.
Yes.
It's going to go fine.
So what is the name of the album?
It's called Lifelines. It'll be officially out on September 28th. And I will be having the album release show at Backyard on Bell that night of the 28th. And it's going to be featuring, I don't know if she's been on this show specifically, but Honan, Carly Reese, she's going to be doing a duo performance before my set. And then also Emilio Mesa.
Oh, Emilio,
he's fantastic. Yes. Yeah, he's doing a project afterwards. He just put out an album through his project Constructed Reality.
Yes.
So good. I just bought it on Kickstarter.
Yes.
Just got the download I think yesterday.
Nice. I know I've seen his advertisements for his go out too. He should be coming on the show.
Right?
I believe we coordinated that. So he's a future guest.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, so that's another one I'm pretty excited about too. So that's awesome. You're going to have a great night with a bunch of yeah.
I got a bunch of family coming in from California.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do. I know. I didn't expect it. My sister was like, I'll come out. I'm like, cool. And then my parents were like, I'll come out. I was like, awesome. And then a bunch of other family members just followed.
Nice.
Which was really sweet.
That is amazing. You're going to have a great night.
I know. I'm looking forward to it. So if you all want to come, I think it should be 18 and up. I think $5 cover. So
nice. Yeah. And it's cool there at Backyard and Bell.
Yeah.
And then
the sound's great.
Yeah.
Also outside.
Yeah, definitely. And hopefully we'll get some good weather for you guys.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think you'll get some good stuff.
It'll be late September. I hope it won't rain. If it does, okay.
No, it's not going to rain.
Okay, cool.
It's not going to rain.
It's yeah.
We're going to get a taste of autumn, maybe.
Yeah, I hope. That would be really nice. Yeah.
It's okay if we have a 100-degree day.
I'm
but
down. Either way.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you'll get some good weather for that. But that's going to be a fun day for you. So let's try to dip in just a little bit to your music and see what we have here. And you can tell me what it is because we're going to have the master behind the curtain over here send us a surprise of music.
Oh, cool. Yeah, this is a song called Recover. This is one of my favorites off the album.
Yeah, nice.
Crisscrossed our wires from another operation, leaving us just tongue-tied, can't recover. Why can't we make this decision?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the songs off of this album were heavily inspired by my I guess jazz training from being in school, and this is one of the songs that I wrote after being out of school, and so I can see my music moving from a more jazz influenced sound into a more pop rock thing.
Yeah.
Which I'm noticing more and more now that I'm out of school. I'm writing more songs past this album.
Yeah.
So
I was just gonna ask you, what do you feel your style sense would be? And I know it's a lot of people have that jazz feel because they're coming, that's what they're learning. So what are you leaning towards?
Yeah, it's difficult to pinpoint things, and when you're listening to music of any genre, I'm I don't want to pigeonhole anyone in a certain category, but I definitely I'm still, even though I'm more in an indie pop mindset nowadays, I'm still very much in I would say contemporary fusion, a jazz fusion, jazz pop.
I think that's
thing.
Yeah,
it's just what I gravitate towards the most. Of course I grew up loving jazz, but I don't know, more and more I'm just I love listening to pop music and indie and
yeah. So I feel eventually you'll start morphing a little bit and you'll start
already I feel it. Yeah
I'm sure you do.
Yeah. It's I'm so excited to put out this record, but some of these songs are 4 or 5 years old.
Really?
It's my first album.
Yeah.
So it's I've had a lot of these songs for a long time. And I'm excited to put that out. And then once I put that out, I'm excited to put out this other album that's gonna feel not a departure, so to say, but just a new thing for me.
Well, another metamorphosis,
Yeah.
basically, because
Yeah.
you're going to be transforming through this whole process. It's inevitable. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about another album already, and how soon is that going to be?
I don't know.
I'm like, is she already on that right now?
I mean, I got the songs. I got the songs for it, but I need to like, I'm waiting to put this out before I
Yeah.
could even think about that like fully.
Yeah.
Like part of me is like, I've been playing a lot of my new songs at shows and stuff.
Yeah.
But as far as recording, I'm gonna chill for a little bit before I
Jump back
that stuff
into
out.
it.
Yeah.
You need to be,
lot.
you need to be able to enjoy,
Yeah.
the fruits of your labor as well. And this is definitely an accomplishment, obviously. And so, okay, this one is called Recovery, you said?
Recover, yeah.
Okay. And then let's go ahead and get another snippet of another song. You guys need to check out her stuff, and we'll plug all the social media for her in a little while.
Cool.
And let's see what else we got here.
Oh yeah. This is, I think, the oldest song on this is the first song that I wrote from this album. Not
Okay.
first song ever.
I'm like, wow.
But one of them though, actually, because I was like, I grew up like taking piano lessons. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna write songs. But like, this is the first song that I think I wrote that I started really performing. So this song is about 5 years old, and I've had a couple of different like recordings of this song, like a metamorphosis of the song. Back home, I'm from San Diego, California, and we did a version of this, like an acoustic version, way back when I was like, I think like 18 or 19. And it's gone through a lot of, I guess, makeovers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rebirths.
Yeah, that's a better word for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, rebirths. So, yeah, this is called Facing Time. by the way.
Facing time. We'll let y'all listen to it for a few seconds.
I'll stop talking for a second. Oh, sorry.
No, that's great. I actually love hearing the little snippets of information on them.
We'll go along this road together despite the storms of change. Promise me that through all this unexpected weather, the love will still remain.
That just feels so Denton.
Does it?
Yeah.
Like, why? Can I ask why?
I mean, because
I want to know why.
experiences.
Uh-huh.
Experiences, because when
Like
I
the
think,
lyrics,
when,
yeah.
well, I'm thinking
Or like
about
everything.
well, when you think about the memories that we create here in Denton, obviously Arts and Jazz Fest is one of the biggest, and it immediately takes me to the evening time with the lights and the jazz performers.
The Denton Square outside.
Yeah,
like,
it just
as we're looking at right now.
yeah, and just the feel you get hearing live music of that
Aw.
quality and caliber, and just
Cool.
being there on your blanket. That's where it takes me to.
That's so. Oh, nice. Thank you.
So yeah, it reminds me of all of that, and specifically at night for some reason.
You know what? Actually, it's interesting. I haven't really thought about like when I wrote this song, but when I wrote the song, it was my freshman year in the music school at UNT, and I went to see. I don't know if y'all know Jake might, but I don't know if you know her, Melissa McMillan. She did go to. She was in the vocal jazz program at UNT like 6 or 8 years ago, and now she's in New York. Doing a lot of, she's incredible. She's a singer. She has a bunch of music out, and I don't know. I saw her. She was touring through Denton, so I went to go see her, and I just felt like really inspired by like, oh, she was like in the same like initial program, and like came from kind of where I come from more or less, and now she's like doing a lot of amazing things. And so I went back to, I was living in Bruce Hall, like the dorms at UNT at the time. And they have these like really almost kind of scary practice rooms in the basement.
Oh man.
It's like in this basement, and I don't know, it feels really creepy down there.
Yeah.
But the practice rooms for the music school are fine, but the ones in the basement of Bruce are kind of, ugh. So I went down there and just like locked myself in a room and like just had a good time like plunging out the song. So I guess like, yeah, that makes sense. Like it was just like, it feels like a very Denton song to me. Just like, oh, we had a good night in Denton.
Yeah,
Like
and you know it's weird because when I think, oh, that feels like Denton, because you called me on it. I actually have a playlist that makes me, or it reminds me of several memories that I have here in Denton. And it could be electronica, it could be jazz.
Anything. There's so much going on.
Yes, and there's certain spots. I know a lot of music, even just hearing it on the, over the PAs and stuff, at several of the places, like East Side always has great music playing, even though it's just, playlist or whatever. Yeah. But we always catch music. I'm like, that's so Denton. Like, I remember going off on a tangent now, 35 Denton, parking the car, and I was hearing someone playing, and I was like, who is that? That's such an amazing song. And there was a band playing, and it was the Dum Dum Girls playing live.
I know them. I like that name a lot.
They were playing a song called Coming Down, and when we parked the car, I literally remember grabbing my fiance's hand and just running towards the stage because it was such an amazing song. And that is so Denton to me. So when I hear that song, I'm like, that's Denton.
Aww.
Yeah, I mean, there's just memories attached to the music.
Right.
So, yeah.
For sure.
But I'm glad that you're not in Bruce Hall Studios anymore.
No, I got a house. We have our own
nice.
keyboard. Like, I got my own keyboard. We have our own rehearsal room. It's fine. Like, I live with musicians.
You're not scared anymore.
No, I mean, I wasn't like scared to be in like a basement, but like looking back on it, like those basement rooms are kind of like
they were
crazy.
Yeah.
It's like they feel normal because you're in a dorm. That's just what they are.
Yeah.
Dorms are weird.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You adapt.
It's fine. Yeah.
Let's take a look at the next song. And we'll see what this one is.
I don't even know. I forget what I sent you already. It was so short ago, but.
So you're going to be doing this at Backyard on Bell.
I think this is the one that we played a couple minutes ago. But we have another one on. I might send you one more, and then there's another playlist that I sent you. We can figure it out. But yeah, sorry, what were you going to say?
No. Okay.
Oh yeah, you're good. Okay. Let's see. I sent you a playlist. I can send it to you. But yeah, you were gonna say.
No. So it's gonna be a great lineup that night for your album release. You've got some great musicians that are gonna be performing along with you, not just your album release, but opening and whatnot. So make sure you guys go out there. Make sure you guys check it out. Make sure you listen to her music. So. Aside from this, what else do you have going on as far as performances? Anything going around in the Metroplex or outside of the Metroplex?
Right now?
You're like, no, I'm on a break.
I feel like I shouldn't be on a break because it's like you're putting out something, right? And you want to like kind of ride off of that. But I think that I don't know. I think I've started like focusing so much on it that I was like, oh yeah. I want to have other shows afterwards, but I've just kind of been like focusing on the release and stuff.
It's okay.
But like almost I'm like, oh man, yeah. But I'm ready to play more shows. I have a couple of like I got to talk with the Dallas Observer a couple of weeks ago, and like have some articles with that coming out, so that'll be really nice. And I've been playing at in Deep Ellum at Louie's Piano Bar, which has been really fun. They have like a it's a piano bar, so that's not like typically in my scene, but they have like a almost it seems like almost like a music industry night on Sunday nights. They have Gino Lockhart like he puts together this like really awesome night of music of just like really cool like Dallas based bands of like every single genre you can think of.
Very cool.
Yeah. So it's just like a really cool supportive night to come out to for music and Deep Ellum.
I bet. And so you're just there in your element.
Yeah.
It's always cool to hang out in Deep Ellum every once in a while.
I know. I hardly get out there. I don't have a car, and I live in Denton, so it's like hard to get out to Dallas as much as I would love to.
Yeah, definitely. That would be hard to do.
It's hard.
Yeah. So, okay, what's this one?
This is called For Eldon. It is the first track off of the album. And it's called For Eldon. Eldon is my grandfather.
Aww.
Yeah, he passed away, I think 2 years ago. But I wrote this song actually before he passed because I had like when I was writing this, like there's like this like little rhythmic figure that comes back that just seemed like very bouncy, and it kind of reminded me of like being on a swing set.
Nice.
And I had like a very like vivid memory and like imagery of like my grandpa pushing me on a swing set, and like I was kind of struggling to figure out like where I want to go from there. And a friend of mine kind of like pushed me to like go into this like tap into that imagery, so it kind of just turned into a song about my grandpa.
Oh.
It was just like a sweet, loving person. So yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. So that's what the song is about. But yeah, I'm excited about this one.
Yeah.
This is fun. I wrote like a whole. Yes, this thing is fun.
Sarah Beth Hooper says, "Yay, Lizzie!"
Oh, she's so nice.
I always forget that's up there.
I was like, wait, I know who that is.
What's she doing in here?
Right?
That's so weird.
This part's really hard to sing. I wrote it anyway, so whatever. It's fine.
Hey, but you're doing it.
It's hard to sing that live. It took a lot of takes for me to get there, not gonna lie, but shout out to Skylar Hill, by the way, playing the guitar line on that. It's not easy.
Nice job.
Yeah, so okay, speaking of him, Skylar Hill, he was he lived in Denton for a long time. Played with a bunch of projects, including Isabel Crespo's projects, and they both moved to Boston recently. But not only did he play guitar on the album, he also recorded my vocals in his like house studio. And I was like, he's such a big part of the album that like, even though he moved recently, it would feel like really sad to not have him a part of like the release show.
Yeah.
So he'll be coming out. I'm excited to have Skylar back in town for the show.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're just going to have this big old reunion.
I know.
That's going to be so awesome and special for you.
Family reunion, a Skylar reunion. It'll be great.
You better do it big. Go out to dinner, go to the show, have an after party.
You're right. My parents are actually like, they told me that they set reservations to go out to dinner to the restaurant that I work at, even though I'm probably, you know what? I'll probably show up. I'm not working that night. I'll probably come through, grab a drink or something, and then because I have a rehearsal like right before the show, but then
Make an appearance.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make her go, y'all. Family, make an appearance. They came all the way from California.
No, I mean I'm gonna hang out with them all weekend.
Yeah,
but, like,
definitely.
You know, just like I got stuff to do.
Yeah. No, and I know how it is when you're under that pressure. It's like, don't talk to me.
It's not even that. It's not that at all. I just want to make sure I get my stuff done, and then I can hang out with them and be like happy and not.
Yeah. Happy and
Yeah.
just chill and be like, okay, I did it. Next project.
Exactly. Right. Like
Oh, yeah. That's usually how it goes. You just want to be able to breathe, and then you can enjoy the moment once it's all said and done.
Yeah. This is from a song called Quantum Entanglement.
Quantum Entanglement.
Yeah, we played it I think back in March, just like a duo
Yeah.
version. So this is very different from that, but yeah.
Very nice. Okay, I see. I'm like, I see. This one feels like when you're sitting
what does it
out
feel
at at like. Yeah, I was just about to age myself and I caught myself, but
Don't do it.
now I'm stuck because I don't remember the current name with the Starplex. What do you call the Starplex now? You wouldn't
I've
know.
only been here for like 5 years, so
Jake, what is the Starplex called? The Dos Equis Pavilion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, out at the pavilion, and it's fall weather. Everything is going to be in fall in my world.
Yeah.
And you're out there on
right.
the stage in a dress, and the wind is blowing, and we're all there listening to your music, you know, having wine.
Having some wine.
Definitely.
Or Dos Equis, I guess, because that's
yeah.
what it's called.
We're going to say wine for your
Yeah,
music.
yeah.
Yeah, it pairs well with your music.
Oh,
So
thank you.
Moscato.
I love wine. Ooh.
I can just see that, and I'd have my little shawl, and I'd be listening. I'm like, I know her.
Oh. I like the like autumn vibes. I feel like that's how this album feels to me too.
Very nice.
This
Oh,
song is
pretty.
thank you. Yeah, this is called Come Out Now. It's like one of our like big spacey ballads for the album.
You never know if you lost. Or is there beauty in the cost that we pay for being this way?
probably my favorite to record, I think, in the studio. Because like when you're doing stuff in the studio, it feels like you really want things like locked in. But because a lot of it is like out of time, like you feel like you can really have like a space to breathe.
Yeah.
And just kind of see what happens.
This is a very beautiful piece.
Thanks. Yeah. I feel like yeah, it was like also one of those that we like didn't really know what was gonna happen in the studio, and like there's like an extra magic in that, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you're recording like a bunch of tracks in a couple of days, you kind of want to know what's gonna happen more or less, but there's also something amazing about like I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, the spontaneity of what's created right there.
Yeah.
That's
I think
beautiful.
it's pretty special.
Yeah, that's a beautiful track. I'm going to have to go back and listen to that one.
Yeah, and you have, okay, so like they're not like public files at the point, but you have the files, you have the access to it.
Yeah.
So you can do whatever you want with them.
I'm going to learn all of them. Like when people
Before they come out, like
yes.
I knew it first. Like
I'm going to be like, I know her and I know her songs. You did such a great job on this album.
Thank
it is
you.
so pretty and beautiful.
I could not have done it alone. Oh my gosh. Because this is my first one, so it felt like, at first it felt like a daunting process, but you know, you have a lot of people to back you up. Like, of course, my band and like like Eric at Real Time, like all the recording people, recording engineers, and then like just like friends who just like give you general moral support whenever you're stressed out, and they're like, no, I believe in you, I love you, and I'm like, okay. Like,
it really does help to get a kick in the pants too when
Yeah.
you need it, and just keep going.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my gosh. Well, you did an amazing job on this album, and I can't wait for you to share it with the rest of the world. And the caliber, I can't tell you, the caliber of artistry in this is just amazing, and it shows. It really does show. And so hopefully once you've had your fun and visited with your family and did all the justice this album needs, that you'll go back, because I can't wait to see what else you put out.
Thanks.
I'm so excited for you, Lizzie, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds for you. And I wouldn't doubt it if you took flight very quickly, even though that would hurt our hearts.
I'm sorry.
But I would be so
no
proud
idea.
of you. No, definitely. I do not see you being here in Denton very long, only in a good way, way. And I mean that for your career and your music and your artistry. You have to just unleash that on the world. So it's so beautiful.
Thank you.
So where would you find your music for all of you that are tuned in, checking her out and wanting to hear and keep track and, you know, Facebook stalk you with all your
sure. More or less.
No, I'm kidding.
So I have a single out right now called To Remember, which is I don't think, did we listen to it? Yeah, we listened to it. That was the first one we listened to today. And that is currently out on Spotify. You can buy on Bandcamp and iTunes. You can also pre-order my album on iTunes right now, and it's called Lifelines. So if you look up Lifelines Lizzi Trumbore, which is Lizzi, Trumbore, Trumbore, Lizzi Trumbore Lifelines. That's on iTunes right now to pre-order, and eventually it'll be out on all of the, like the album will be out on September 28th officially. It'll be out on all the social media. Instagram is also Lizzi Trumbore. And my website is LizziTrumbore.org for some reason, because I messed up. I couldn't make it a .com because I messed up. But it's fine. So I'm an organization now. Whatever.
You're an organized artist.
Organized. The room was a mess, but you know. But yeah, so we're having our release show at Backyard on Bell on September 28th. Music starts at 8 with Carly Reese Honan. It'll be super awesome. So
very, very nice. Well, you guys go out and check it out. Have a great time. Meet her family.
Yeah, I mean, my family, they're so nice.
They're coming from California, so make sure you put out that Denton welcome for all of them. Yeah. But I am so excited for you and everything that you're sharing with us, and I can't wait to have you back. Yeah,
I'll
definitely. So I will definitely be checking up on you and seeing what's going on. But thanks for sharing and giving us that sneak peek of your music tonight. That was kind of cool.
I was excited to do it. I don't know. I wouldn't really want to do it anywhere else, you know. Not that it, you know, I got a couple weeks. It's not like it's a big deal. I'm not on the label, so it's not like I have like a legal obligation. But I'm like, yeah, I'll share it with you.
Very cool. Well, thanks for sharing it with us. I feel honored. So I thank you for putting it out here with us, and we hope that you go back and check her music out, and we will see you next week, everybody. Come back.
Bye. Thank y'all. Have a good one.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. We want to thank our partners and sponsors who made this show possible. And now stick around for a word from all of us here at Discover Denton. Do you love live music? If so, make Denton, Texas your next vacation. Find more information at discoverdenton.com.